Hey guys, so in this video I wanted to do a light video. I've got some stuff going on in the personal life on top of I'm researching for other videos. So let's do the get to know me tag. Now there's like 250 questions from this particular thing, so I'm just going to pick 25 of them and answer them for you. Okay, where are you from? I am from Georgia, North Georgia to be precise. Where were you born? Georgia, North Georgia, to be precise. Who did you look up to growing up? I looked up to not many people in my family, as sad as that sounds, but I didn't really look up to a lot of people in my family. I looked up to Marilyn Monroe on the beauty aspect of her not giving a crap about anybody's thoughts. Honestly, that's mainly it. When it came to like careers and stuff, I wanted to be a pediatrician when I was a child and a teacher, so I looked up to a few of my teachers, especially Miss B. I'm not going to give her full name, but she was a teacher that had Down syndrome, I believe, and she had a couple other problems. So like she was shorter than I was, walked with a limp, like she was kind of bow-legged, and she was the inspiration because I thought that with my mental health, two, cerebral palsy, and my inability to walk around a lot and stuff and stand up for very long was going to stop me. She obviously was one of the biggest inspirations for the teaching. What are your best characteristics? I'm very loyal until you screw that over. Back in the day, I wasn't that loyal, but the older I've gotten, I have become loyal, and you can trust me, like loyalty and trust. What are your favorite things about yourself? Well, obviously my characteristics, and it's kind of a blessing and a curse that I can't gain weight, but I love my tiny figure. I mean, it's more of a curse, obviously, because there are plenty of people out there that can't gain weight like me or can't lose weight. And the opposite aspect, what relative was important to you growing up and why? There's two. Well, okay, technically three, but my grandmother and my great-grandmother, they were always there for me, and they've never judged me, and they've always cared how I felt, and they always listened, especially my great-grandmother. When she found out that I was not straight, she just smiled and hugged me and said, "Come here, I love you." And my grandparents were the same. I mean, they were kind of standoffish because of that, like because of their old nature, but they were pretty accepting, and they've always been there for me. So, yeah. What would your parents name you if you were the opposite gender? My mom's already admitted that she would have named me Matthew. So, Matthew, I don't know what my middle name would have been. She said she never figured that out because before she found out she was having a girl, so she just kind of went with the basic names that she already chose for a girl. If I would have had a twin, her name would have been Tiffany. So, what is your biggest fear? My biggest fear is actually death. I do believe highly in the paranormal, and I do believe in reincarnation, but I'm so scared of death. It's always been my biggest fear. What has required the most courage of you in your life so far? Not giving up. I was very suicidal as a child, and when I had children, I knew that I had to be there for them, so I had to learn how to deal with the thoughts and everything. So I had to gain courage to realize that they're thoughts and they're only thoughts, and that's all they're going to be. What is your favorite childhood memory? My favorite childhood memory, honestly, it's kind of a funny one, but I was tubing with a friend of mine, and we thought that both her and I could fit on the tube perfectly fine, not realizing that yes, that she's just as skinny as I was, but her tallness made her way more. So like the tube, when my dad took off, we were too forward on the tube, and it wasn't like the inner tube that actually you could sit in and it's like a donut. No, it was like a flat thing. We went, and the tube went like that, and my dumb self didn't let go, and I kept hanging on top of, like, part of the reason I kept hanging on is because I loop my hands like this when I'm on it. It doesn't matter if, like, I'm on just one single one or on, like, both handles. I loop like that, so, like, trying to let go to do this was difficult. So that's one. And I guess another one would be when there is a waterfall in Alabama called Little River, and we went with some friends when I was a kid. We went with like some adult friends, like my parents' friends, and then like I became friends with their kids. I actually live with one of them. He lives in that room over there. So he was there. But we went to Little River, and just seeing the waterfall itself was beautiful. Sorry, car drove by, did not recognize it. Freaked me out for a second. But that was kind of like my worst moment in life, but also one of the best memories that I had because of the actual memories of being at the waterfall and having a good time. So that would be it. What is your favorite fairy tale? My favorite fairy tale is The Little Mermaid. I love both the Hans Christian Andersen version and the Disney version. Which, you know, of course, if you've read the Hans Christian Andersen version, it's very messed up, but it feels like something that I would still do, you know? So, that's that. This one's gonna throw you off for a loop. What is your favorite music genre? My favorite all-time music genre is country music. I know. Shocker. Weird. The goth chick likes country music. But obviously, I listen to alternative rock after that. Country music is one of those things that's like peaceful for me, and it is one of the things that I grew up on the most. And I mean, I grew up on rock music too, but it was one of the genres that I grew up on the most and I listened to the most. So it's always been my favorite. What is your all-time favorite town or city, and why? All-time favorite town and city is Savannah, Georgia. I love the spookiness of it, and I love the history itself. On top of it's near water, and I really like being near water. And I'm of Irish descent and German, so like it's kind of like Helen slash. The only reason I don't like Helen as much as I like Savannah is because there's not as much to do in Helen as there is to do in Savannah, which, going off of historically accurate, Helen is like looks like Germany, which is really cool to me, and I love that aspect. But there's not much to do in the sense other than like shopping and going down the river. In Savannah, you know, like you've got bars, you've got performers out and about performing. Like, you don't get that stuff in Helen. If you could eliminate the weakness or limitation in your life, what would it be? The weakness and limitation would be not having such bad anxiety where I could actually go out and have a job and not be panicking. Because I do enjoy being home, but when you, 1, don't drive, 2, don't have the money to commute anywhere, and 3, you're always alone. There is a fly in my face. When you don't have those things, and you're always alone, it tends to make everything worse, especially depression and stuff. Hence why I started channels, and hence why I try to do a lot on social media, because I can interact with people. It has helped me since I got onto TikTok, because I formed a group. And if y'all are watching this, hey guys. But I have formed a group, so well, I didn't. Cole did. And I'm very happy that they did, because I've met some beautiful people in my life, and I'm very grateful that they are in my life, even if it's through a screen. So that would be it. Who performs the most act of kindness out of everyone you know? Honestly, that's my wife. She would drop anything to help anybody. I think that's part of the reason that I love her, because she can love so much. And they always talk about that it's redundant for you to, like, not redundant, it's hard for you to love someone when you can't love yourself. And she's the only person that has ever been by my side and stayed by my side, in the sense of, when I've hit my rock bottom with depression or my schizo moments and stuff, she's always been there, and like, she stayed with me the whole time. So that fly, dude, it's a baby fly, I think. Okay, this one's just gonna be the last one. It's gonna be my funny one. Who was your first boyfriend or girlfriend? My first boyfriend was Mike. And obviously I'm shortening his name, and 2, not giving his last name. But he was my first boyfriend that I can honestly remember. That was in 4th grade. Beautiful, beautiful boy. He's gay now. Most of the men that I've dated back in the day, especially in high school, are gay now. I don't know what that says about me, but yeah. But like with Mike, we like, everybody saw it coming. Like, we all knew, because the guy wears tiaras, and if you saw pictures of his house, it looks like you just walked into a smaller version of the castle that the queen lives in. So he always wore crowns and tiaras, and like, he gave me one for my birthday, I think that year too, that we were dating. And oh my gosh. Like, looking back on it now, I was like, how could I have not seen that? But I was 10 years old, so duh, I'm not gonna realize that. I hope that was 25 questions. I was not keeping count, but I hope that y'all enjoyed this, getting more into who I am. And don't forget, if you have any video requests, put them down below, because I really want some video requests for Wicca content. I want to post more Wicca content, and not just beauty and fashion and dorky videos like this. So, yeah. Bye, you guys.